Hello everyone, my name is Angel and welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving headfirst into a topic that I feel like a lot of us can relate to, which is insecurities. We all have them. You have no reason to be shamed or insecure about yourself in any way. Everybody has things that we don't like about ourselves and everyone wishes they were different. But today I want to kind of walk you guys through the best way to really becoming confident and really letting those insecurities be a thing of the past. So with that being said, let's get started. As humans, we are our biggest critics. We are harder on ourselves than we are on anyone else, and it makes sense. We spend the most times with ourselves, right? When we talk about overcoming our insecurities, the first thing I want you to really get perspective on is self-reflection. I think the biggest thing for you, especially when it comes to fighting your insecurities and those inner demons that we all have, is really understanding who you are. Take time to really understand your insecurities and where they stem from. I think unless you know where something comes from, you can't really come up with a way to target it or combat it or fix it all together. Once you understand your triggers and when they occur and why they occur, you can begin a game plan to kicking them in the ass and leading them towards the exit of your life. With anything, a little bit of insecurity is great. It keeps us humble, it keeps us realistic, but once you get a little extreme, once you start putting that negative energy out there, it's just roadmap to failure. And that's not what we're here to do. When you catch yourself in a negative headspace, when you catch yourself with negative self-talk, I have been so guilty of this, especially this week. I just feel like I'm not doing the things that I told myself I would do. And although I'm going above and beyond my goals every day, every week, every minute, every hour, some days it just doesn't seem like enough. Sometimes when you don't get those instant results, it just feels like all of your effort that you're putting into something is wasted and useless. And honestly, it's a shit part of life. I really want to encourage you to fight back against yourself and your negative thoughts. Anytime that you get a negative thought about yourself, or you think you can't handle something, or you think something's not going your way, fight back. I think a lot of us, when it comes to having goals, we set such big goals, and even if we're 80% there, or even if we worked so hard to get started, if we don't see those immediate results, we kind of give up on ourselves. And I very strongly believe that success is on the other side of failure. I don't think that just because something doesn't go your way day one, that it'll never go your way. Does that make sense? Because I feel like for me, and maybe for you as well, we always give up right before we get to that next level and that next thing that pushes us over the edge. All the negative self-talk does is pull you farther away from your dream life and make your dreams farther and farther away. Stay consistent, be positive, talk to yourself like you would a friend. Come to yourself with compassion, come to yourself with, empathy and awareness for the situation at hand, and I promise you, your perspective will shift. You're not as hard on your friends as you are on yourself. So always be kind to others, but most importantly, to your brain. When you are experiencing negative thoughts, are they true or are they Facebook true? You know what I mean. Are they fact? A lot of times we build things up in our heads to be worse than they are, but are they true? Are these negative things that you believe about yourself true? Are those rumors that people are spreading about you at work or at school true? Or is it just something that they are using to make themselves feel better? I am going to share a story because I feel like to be as transparent as possible, I have to get vulnerable. And as much as I hate it, sometimes it has to happen. But I grew up as like the bad guy. I grew up as like the bully. Like everyone hated me. And it wasn't like everyone hated me like I was an outcast. It was more like, in my opinion, worse. Like I was in the group, but I wasn't like in the inner group. And if you know what I'm talking about, ill. My parents always empowered me to be me. So when you're like 9, 12, 16, standing up for yourself and not letting people walk all over you, that gives you a very negative reputation. And I think that's why, to me, your internal perspective of yourself is so much more valuable than those around you. And as I've gotten older and, I've kept in contact with some of those girls who used to be a little spiteful to me, forgive but never forget, I've realized that I am better off now than they are because I never gave up on myself. I never let other people influence how I felt. I never felt less than because I didn't fit in, or I didn't drink, or I didn't party, or I didn't do these things that everyone else was doing. A lot of people just fight and fight and fight to fit in. And honestly, sometimes you never will. Sometimes you're born to stand out. Until you get that through your head, you're gonna have a really negative life. And one of my best friends growing up, she is someone who I had to cut off from my life because mental health and me, prioritize yourself. She's someone who is living for that gold star from others, and unfortunately in this world, not everyone has your best intentions at heart. Some people will take advantage of your insecurities. Some people will take advantage of you because you let them. And you need to have the strong will, and you need to be able to recognize when, you know what, I don't really love this, and be able to walk away. That was a little off topic, but reeling it back in, practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Allow yourself the time to be realistic. I think a lot of us like to put on a game face and be positive and try to spin things to be, amazing all the time when they just aren't. And I think that's okay. Something that I've realized recently, especially because it's college acceptance time, it's really hard when you've dreamed of something and you've worked hard for something and it doesn't go your way. It's hard when your dream job comes available, you apply, you interview, and they still choose another candidate. That sucks. It sucks when your bachelor's program, your master's program, law school, your PhD program doesn't accept you. And you get lost and you get down and you don't know what to do. I just want to applaud you for giving it an effort. I am a firm believer that you don't know what you don't try. And if you don't put yourself out there, you're still where you were before. The worst thing in life is people say no. Things don't go your way. And it's uncomfortable and it's sad, but you still put yourself out there. You still gave it a chance. And when it comes to insecurities, a lot of us get so in our head that we reject ourselves before giving someone else the opportunity to reject us. I know a lot of my friends and a lot of people in my life will not apply for grad school because they don't know if they're gonna get in, or they won't apply for that job because they think they're not qualified for it. But stop rejecting yourself, especially women. Women love to self-criticize, and I really hope moving forward that you are kind to yourself and you allow yourself to take risks, and you still will love yourself the same even if you take the risk and you fumble the bag. Because you can't win every race. Someone has to come in first, and that's okay. It's okay to see other people win. And when we're insecure and we're fighting our own demons, we don't recognize that other people are fighting their own too. It is okay to see someone else win. It is okay to, applaud for those who have the life you want and you're not there yet. Don't let negative energy and time consume you and turn you into the type of person that you don't want to be. Okay? It is so important. Next thing I want to talk about, I feel like I talk about this in every video, and I'm going to continue to do it because I think it's important, but setting goals. I think a lot of us like to dream big. Let me just say this. I'm going off script here because I just got really passionate about this. There's nothing wrong with dreaming big. There's nothing wrong with wanting a bigger life for yourself, wanting to do things differently and wanting to pursue new paths. This is your life. You only get one if you're lucky. Really allow yourself to embrace your passions and embrace the things that kind of interest you, even if it's scary. And I know a lot of times those negative thoughts in our head kind of cloud our judgment and make us feel like, you know what, I want to do this, but I don't know, or I want to quit my job and start my own business, but I just don't know if it'll go well, and who cares? Try it. Like, point blank period, give it a shot. When it comes to setting goals, I think the biggest thing you can do, if you're a vision board person, if you're a 5-year plan person, break it down into bite-sized pieces. That's something I've been having to do recently because I want all these things, but I don't have the time in the day. And the bigger you dream and the more goals you have, the more likely you are to burn yourself out mentally. Because you can't accomplish everything under the sun in 1 week. I'm someone where I'm starting a small business, that's all I'm telling you, because I can't have any bad energy out there. But I'm starting a new business, and you want to do everything up front. You want to come up with the name, you want to have designs, you want to start your platform and a website and this and that, and it's like, slow down. One thing at a time. It's okay to build slowly. You don't have to have every single thing at once. It is okay to have small goals that will get you to the big goal. Because I think When you celebrate those small things that you do in life, you're more appreciative of the big things. And if I've learned anything these last couple years, it's to celebrate the small things, celebrate the small wins, celebrate coming up with a name for your company, even if you don't have the funds to invest in it yet. Enjoy life, because you never know when it's going to end. And I would hate to see you stress yourself out to the point of burnout and failure because you didn't believe in yourself or give yourself enough time to let the idea grow. The next thing I'm going to say, and probably the most important thing I will say today, is surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who are positive, who support you. No matter how crazy your ideas and dreams are, find people who will support you and stand by you regardless. This was such an important lesson for me to learn, especially this last year. I felt like I've gotten too comfortable in my life and I want to change things up. I want to shake things up and do things different. And a lot of people in my life have told me like, you know, hey, like you have such a good job. Why would you want to do something else? Or you're in such a good place. Why would you take this risk? And it's like, because I want to. I'm doing this for me because I believe in myself enough to know that it's possible for me. There are a lot of people in this world who will be close to you and want to see your downfall. Not everybody wants to see you win. Not everybody thinks it's possible to do the things that you want to do. And the people you surround yourself with will determine your ultimate success. Being in your 20s is probably the hardest part of your life. It's probably the loneliest time in your life, probably the most confusing time in your life, because the world is your oyster, but you have to pick a path. You can't be on 6 paths at once. You have to pick something and you have to stick to it. As everyone always says, you have to start somewhere. When you're going through these times in your life, you deserve people who will support you and uplift you and stand by you. You deserve that. You aren't asking for too much to want a positive support system. And I think nowadays people, honestly, I don't know what's happened to the human race, but we've just been in this massive decline in which people don't want to give the same thing they want to receive. A lot of people want all these great friends, but a lot of people aren't great friends in themselves. Take off the rose-colored glasses and look around your life and see, are these people really supporting me? Do these people really have my best interests at heart? Because sometimes they don't, and that's when you have to have those hard conversations with yourself about if you keep people close, if you push them a little bit further away, you have to distance yourself from negative energy and negative people sooner or later. You might be scared to do it now, I get it. Everyone is in a different stage in their life, and that's okay, but you still need to get it done. I want to encourage you to build a healthy support system. If you had to start from ground zero, what kind of people would you want in your life, in your corner, supporting you? Having people around you who love and support you for being the way that you are will completely change your perspective. And I think a lot of us in this stage of our life don't have those people, or we had them and we've grown apart, and it's scary. But I encourage you to really invest in finding people in your life who don't just meet the mark, they exceed the mark. And as always, you're allowed to have high expectations of your friends. You're allowed to have high expectations of the people who are the closest to you. And as I mentioned a couple videos back, not everyone has to know everything. Not everyone needs to know your next move, and that's okay. Sometimes it's best to move in silence. But even so, you deserve the life that you want, and you deserve to have people there to support you and help you get there. This year, this month, this week, I want to encourage you to surround yourself with a positive community, an uplifting group of people who recognize you and support you regardless of what else is going on. When you're able to share your thoughts and your opinions in a safe space, it is such a positive reflection period. It allows you to grow, because sometimes just saying something out loud is enough for you to get the clarity that you needed the whole time. And sometimes saying something to a friend really lets you know that your negative thought is false and you're making it up, because friends are there to really keep you grounded and to keep you honest. Okay? The next thing that I want to encourage you to do is to embrace your mistakes as opportunities. A lot of us see mistakes as failures. A lot of us see mistakes as ways that we aren't good enough or ways that we failed ourselves. Absolutely not. I want you to start viewing your mistakes as opportunities for growth and improvement, because once you change that perspective, it takes it from a negative to a positive, and that's all you need to do. Little by little, I need you to really empower yourself to take these negative mindsets and switch these habits to make our lives more positive and more enjoyable to experience. At the end of the day, making mistakes is just a natural part of the learning process. If you want to dream big and achieve big, some things are not going to stick, and that's okay. It is totally normal to let your mistakes take you out for a day or two or get you down in the dumps, but don't let it keep you there. I want to empower you to view your mistakes as trial and error. That's all mistakes are. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try this. Let's try that. Let's get the best method possible. And once you have that, you will be so successful in everything that you do because you're constantly learning. If you never allow yourself to learn and you never allow yourself to reflect on your past and the mistakes and failures that you've had in the past, you're never empowering yourself to keep working towards the future. If it was easy, everybody would do it, but it's not. So you're doing it, and you need to be your number one fan and not your number one hater, okay? Stay true to yourself, stay true to the things that you want to do in life, and understand everybody makes mistakes. Every single person. It's okay. Get over it. Before we end today's video, I really just want to remind you of the importance of celebrating your wins. I know insecurities and our confidence are all based on results, and we always have some. There's always something that you can look for in your day-to-day life to be grateful for and to appreciate. There's a trend that I saw on TikTok this year that I actually really love, and it's buying those little mini champagne bottles or anything really to drink if you're like not drinking. And every time that you achieve an accomplishment, you pop it open and you celebrate yourself with a nice drink. So whether that's your favorite drink, your favorite candy, your favorite snack, write down the goal on it, and every time you achieve it, treat yourself. Because we don't treat ourselves enough. If we are so hard on ourselves all year, we at least deserve to appreciate the successes that we do have when they come up. I encourage you to create a list of maybe your top 10 accomplishments or 10 things that you were really proud of yourself for doing. And anytime that you're feeling down, refer to that list. I am someone that I really struggle with celebrating myself and celebrating my successes, especially the smaller ones. But I've started to realize, and maybe I'm treating myself a little bit too much in 2024, but the more that I celebrate myself and I celebrate my wins, the happier I am, the more confident I am, and the more driven I am to accomplish that next goal or try something new. Because I believe in myself, and I want you to believe in yourself too. With that being said, I hope you guys have found my guide to overcome your insecurities to be helpful. I know it's a hard journey, but you're just getting started, and I'm very proud of you for at least getting started and taking the first step to really change your mindset and take control of your life. I really want to encourage you guys to share any of your experiences with overcoming insecurities in the description box below. I know that sometimes sharing, well, first of all, sharing is caring, but also when you share your experience, it kind of provides perspective for others to share theirs, and it makes you feel less alone. So please, if you have any stories, share them in the description box below. As always, if you have the means, please donate to Make-A-Wish Foundation in honor of my late friend Nyla. And with that, I will see you guys again next Sunday with a new video. Please make sure to subscribe and like if this content was good. If this content was bad, please roast me in the comments below and tell me how horrible it was, because sometimes, you know, we need that corrective criticism. Remember, you have the power to unleash your confidence. Until next time, stay beautiful, stay confident, and stay empowered. And I'll see you next Sunday with another video. Bye.